There are two kinds of people with Jentry Chau. Hey everyone, welcome to Princess Gay. I'm your host Connie, and welcome to episode 2 of Jentry Chau versus the Underworld. And yes, there's two kinds of people when it comes to this series. And I'm not surprised at all by this kind of split reaction. There are people who are kind of refusing to watch this because they don't want to get their hopes up. Netflix has been canceling shows, specifically animated shows, so much that people have stopped having faith that these shows are going to be able to tell their story before getting canceled. And so there's a group of people who are just refusing to watch this, who are saying, why bother? Why bother getting into it? But the problem with this mindset is them refusing to watch it, the lack of viewership is going to be what gets it canceled. So it's like you're actually just creating a self-fulfilling prophecy here. You're not helping matters. But then there's the other group of people who are watching this because they want to not only support the creators and the team who worked on it, but also just want to see more good quality animated television. And these people are praising the ever-loving fuck out of this show. I'm not kidding you. Between Blue Sky and Twitter, I have seen so much goddamn praise for this series. And it's not even just that I've seen specifically praise. It's that I'm seeing people talk about this everywhere. And I haven't gotten any spoilers, thankfully, but I've seen fan art. I've shared it to the Discord even. But I've seen a lot of fan art. I've seen people really hyping this up, talking about how amazing this is and how some people have even said it's become one of their favorite shows ever. I've seen people praising specifically the opening, which hopefully we should get this episode. I'm really excited about that because I have not seen the opening yet. The point is, I've seen people going crazy over this on social media. And that is a really good sign, because with other stuff that was canceled on social media, stuff like Dead End Paranormal Park, specifically on Netflix, I mean, not social media. With other stuff that was canceled on Netflix, like Dead End Paranormal Park or Glitch Text, it's I barely saw people talking about those shows. I would see the occasional person, but it wasn't as common as I feel like it should have been. But with this, it is everywhere. I am constantly barraged by this stuff. And that's great. That's an amazing sign. Like I said, though, I haven't gotten any spoilers, luckily, so we're good on that regard. I just hope that this really lives up to the hype, because I mentioned in the first episode that I loved almost everything about it. The one big issue I had with it was the pacing. The pacing was honestly trash. But that was the only issue. I liked the story. I liked the characters. I liked just the concept. I liked how it was presented, how scary it was. The visuals, the music. It's everything else about it was fantastic. And I'm hoping that the poor pacing was just the first episode. There was too much. There was too much that they tried to get through in one episode for its runtime. If it was a double-length first episode, that would have worked better. And apparently this episode is kind of a direct follow-up to the first, which, based on how the first ended, that makes sense. But I'm really hoping that this episode quells a lot of my fears regarding this show's pacing, because that's, again, really the only issue I have, but it is a notable issue. It's something I can't just ignore. It's something that does affect my enjoyment of the series. So I'm hoping that issue is fixed here. I'm hoping that things progress a little more smoothly. We shall see. But let us just get into the episode and hope for the best. Cutting in here real quick to remind you of all the awesome content we have on the channel. Between Monday and Friday, we have a plethora of awesome series reactions with 2 on Wednesday. We also have movie reactions every Saturday and Sunday. I do pre-record them during the week, but upload them on the weekend. And don't forget about all the gaming content over on the Princess of Gaming channel. We have Baldur's Gate 3 every single day, Horizon Forbidden West on Mondays and Fridays, Tuesdays and Thursdays is Life is Strange, Wednesdays and Sundays is Red Dead Redemption 2, and on Saturdays we have Nier Automata. A lot of great gaming content every day. Don't forget to click the link in the description below to follow it to today's reaction. I redirect everything just due to copyright reasons. And please subscribe to the channel and like the video if you want to see more awesome content such as this. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at today's reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So right off the bat, the pacing in this was much, much better. It felt more natural in how it was handled. Facing down this demon that came in from the other world and all at the start, was handled with good timing. I don't think it needed to last longer than it did. And them leaving to then like try to figure out what to do with Gugu's body, and meanwhile the opportunity to get Jentry into the school and all that. It's like it all feels like it was moving from one point to the next in the right amount of time. Nothing felt like it was rushing through it. So I don't have all the names down yet. I'm gonna see if I can find the names here. Stella? Yeah, Stella, I think, is the new friend. So Jentry makes a new friend at the school named Stella, who is Michael's girlfriend. And she and Jentry hit it off pretty well. They get together and become good friends pretty easily, and it seems to work out. Though the entire time she's at the school, the vice principal is grilling her, and like, because he's obsessed with what happened in the fire all that time ago, because apparently his newborn son's blanket was destroyed, and it caused his newborn son to cry every night, and he got like a lot less sleep because of it. And it's like, that's so petty. That is such a petty reason to become obsessed with this local legend. But it turns out, I mean, in the end, everybody just now knows that it was her. That actually really caught me off guard. I did not expect them to know that until later on. I don't know exactly when. It was going to be like probably mid-season, I would guess. But I'm really surprised. Episode 2, they already all find that out. She admits it. She openly says so over the speaker, though she doesn't know the speaker's on at the time. But she has openly admitted to being the one to cause all that trouble. And I mean, it's obvious that her friends are going to have her back and everything. The opening shows them like working together and maybe even having powers of their own. So that's really cool. I'm excited to see where a lot of that goes. Because I really like their chemistry and everything so far with all of them, with Michael, with Stella. It's like they're really connecting in a strong way. I also like Bullhead and Horseface, the two demon guards who guard the gate to the Underworld, and have come up here to kill Jentry if she doesn't close the portal she accidentally opened. Because obviously it causes a lot of problems for both worlds, and they can't really have that. They're the guardians of the Underworld. They need to protect it. And I'm guessing that if Jentry were killed, the portal she opened, anything she did with her powers would be like closed as well. That's what I'm guessing. But it also mentioned like these powers were like the Yellow King's powers or something like that. It was yellow something. And it's like, okay, so we're getting a hint at the lore behind where her powers come from. And so that's very interesting. That makes me wonder a lot of things about like exactly what the origin of these powers are in the first place. I think Gugu knows a lot more than she's letting on, and I guess we'll see how that ends up going. But at the end of the episode, we see the ghost of her mother, of Gentry's mother. So that's going to be interesting to see how that comes into play next episode too. Um, I really like the action sequences in this. Like again, I talked about this last time, but the action's really good. The animation with it, the music is just so kick ass. It's so goddamn good. I like the tone and style it has. Um, Everything is just with the issue fixed of the pacing. I really feel like everything's really working out well. Everything's like just really good here. And I'm very interested to see how this goes now that her secret's out. Like, what's going to happen with that? Like I said, I think her friends are going to be fine with it. They're going to side with her and even help, like, protect her and all from anyone who might, like, go after her or attack her or bully her for this. Um, but I'm just wondering about, like, kind of the rest of town, you know? Because it feels like this is like a huge deal to the town, and it makes sense that it would be. So I'm very curious how this is just going to affect her like in everyday life. And we see Gugu and Ed are like connecting and everything. Like there's a friendship brewing there. Ed is genuinely helping. He's actually, being an ally, being a friend. And yeah, it's I was unsure about how I felt about Gugu still being in the series after she technically died. But it was set up, like the ghosts thing it was set up. It didn't come out of nowhere, so there's that at least. Um, but yeah, I'm very interested to see how this continues to go because this is great. Like this is a fantastic series so far. There's obviously a lot that they still have to set up and build towards. It's still early on. And I'm definitely going to have to see that opening again because I really like the opening, but I have to see it more times to really get a good feel for it. And obviously, whenever I watch anything with a new opening, I always check it out many, many, many times just on my own. So yeah, I'm very excited to see where this goes. And I hope other people end up reacting to this. I would love to see reactions from all kinds of different channels on YouTube, like Alicia X Life or Sort of Stupid or Omni. Like, I would love to see reactions from all of them to this. But we'll see. Hopefully, there's enough of a word gotten out to where they check it out. But yeah, let's just continue to see how this goes. Just as a note, I'm going to talk about this now. Next week is our last week before winter break, and then we basically have 2 Wednesdays off because Christmas is on a Wednesday, and the next Wednesday is like New Year's Day. So I won't be able to obviously record for either of those days. So there's going to be quite a break in between episodes 3 and 4. And there's not really much of anything I could do about that. Like, it's just how it's going to be. So on the week of the 1st, like I only planned on like putting something up on Friday. I might put a Jentry Chau episode up on that Friday as well. Because Thursday is the day I'm coming back, but I'm doing a stream that day. We're returning with a stream because it's the 2nd and it's my birthday. But I'm thinking on Friday, and the stream, by the way, is going to be on the gaming channel, so check that out on that channel. And again, that's the 2nd. That's my birthday. But that Friday, the day after, the 3rd, I was already planning on doing the normal Friday thing, Blue Eye Samurai. That's where we were going to come back with reactions. Maybe I'll do Jentry Chau as well. We'll see. We'll see. I'll keep updates on the Discord, so if you're on the Discord server, you'll be able to see any updates during the winter break and all. And I'll talk about it more next week as well. In the meantime, yeah, I know these ending thoughts have been pretty short, but I feel like I got out what I needed to say, really. So tell me in the comments below, what did you think of this episode of Jentry Chau versus the Underworld? And thank you, as always, so much for tuning in. No spoilers, please. I do not want to be spoiled on anything. So for now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.